What is up, survivors? We are back for another mod review. Today's mod review is another one that is currently being used on our community server, and that is the Rare Sightings Mod. That's right, we got a little duck thing who's nibbling on my head here with little sparkles on him. The Rare Sightings Mod is an interesting mod. This guy, well, this mod will actually spawn rare creatures that might have color changes, abilities, and higher levels than usual on your server. And it'll tell you how to track them down and how to get them. So basically, and this guy is, let me get out of here. This guy is one of the golden egg guys, but it was an orange one, and it has these cool little colors. Now you get a 20% level increase standardly. So this guy was just a regular orange, but he was orange. Like, you don't typically find him this color, at least I don't think so. Anywho, that is pretty much how it works, but there is a long list of customizable options, the way that these interact, and the whole 9 yards. So what you need after the mod is installed is a radio. So you can have a radio. I have 2 of them on my hotbar down there at 8 and 9 because they actually do different things depending on what hotbar you have, what hotbar slot you have them on. We'll have a link to the workshop in the description of the video so you guys can check that out. But there's a whole lot of customizable options with this. But I have a couple of admin commands that I actually got from that page so we can actually test a couple things out. Now, if you have the radio on your hotbar periodically and it's by random chance, you'll get a notification up at the top of the screen saying, you know, a wild so-and-so has spawned in your area. You can go find it. You can either tame these creatures for the cool buffs that they get, or you can kill them for resources and an experience buff as well. But you're also going to want to have a GPS with you because they're going to give you the coordinates. So what I'm going to do is just start one real quick. Instead of just waiting around. Bam. So we got a rare red antlered Calicotherium at 2040. Let's go see if we can find this sucker real quick. I don't see... Oh, here we go. Here he is right here. So it's not exact coordinates all the time, but they are coordinates. So sometimes they'll actually have like these interesting additions on top of being what they are. And like I said, this is an antlered Calicotherium. Now you'll tame them like you would normally tame a Calicotherium. In this time you'd like passive feed a beer or whatever creature it is, you would tame it normally. The level cap is going to be up by 20%, so you have the possibility of getting one back, getting higher level ones. But then, so we can either kill this thing to get some resources or we can tame it. I'm going to opt to tame it just with admin commands to speed the process up. And I'm going to get myself a Calicotherium battle real quick just so I can throw it on this so everything doesn't kill it. I have some leave me alone admin commands on too, mainly just for ease of showing you guys how this stuff works. Let's bring him out here in the light a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, this thing looks a little bit different. It's got antlers. And obviously that's entertaining. Alright, so there's actually a couple different types of horn mods, of horn things that you can find. In this case, you can either get antlered or unicorn, which is like one big horn, like a rhino or unicorn style horn on the front of them. And what this does is it increases their melee by 20%. So you get a 20% melee boost with this guy. Making these guys, in theory, I mean, if you find the right one, these guys can be really, really good. And again, because it's a rare spawn, you got to track it down and find it. So you're getting a level increase, you're getting a color difference that you wouldn't normally find, and then you're getting another boost on top of it. Now these creatures come in all shapes and sizes, and what I'll do is let's see if we can get some cryopods together, just so we can pod these guys up. And we'll just pod the inventory with it just so we can pod all these guys up. And what we'll do is we'll go around and find a couple of them just to kind of show you exactly what these things do and the diverse abilities that they have to this. Let's go ahead, and again, these will do it randomly, but I'm just kind of forcing it to do it just to see what happens. A purple Argentavis near 55, right in pretty much the center of the map. Let's go take a look-ski. Alright, so should be around this general area. Can't imagine a purple Argentavis being terribly hard to find. But you do want to kind of wander around in these coordinates. I think that's you right here. Oh, nope, that's definitely you. Okay, there we are, right there. So, purple Argentavis. And again, you would tame the Argentavis like normal. And like I said, you'll see a different level Well, crap. That's not what I wanted to do. Just spawned another one by accident. Come here, dude. Come here. What are you doing? Ah, there we go. A purple guild Parasaur. Look at you. Alright. Let's admin command you. There we go. Leave me alone. Man, come on. Man, that was a mess. Hey, leave my bird alone. What's wrong with you guys? Fight amongst yourselves. Let me out of this. Alright, now, of course, it's raining out here. Because, you know, it always rains when we're doing these things. Which makes this a little bit annoying. Fun fact that I just actually figured out while going through this. If you cryopod the rare sightings creatures and uncryopod them, their stuff goes away. Their abilities are lost. Don't cryopod rare sightings creatures. And I actually went back to look at the workshop of the page, and while it looks like they do keep their color, it looks like the antlers, the actual cosmetic buffs do go away. But to talk about some of that stuff, so this guy turned out to be, but this guy was actually antlered, which means that he gets an appearance with the antlers on top of it, but then he also gets a plus 20% melee boost. This one was called Done, and I was actually looking on the site to see if I saw anything. I'm not quite sure if that's supposed to be a color. Not 100% certain what's going on with that. But there are a couple of different versions there's quite a few different versions of things that could happen. So that very well could have been a color. I did notice the eyeballs were different on him too. The RG was just a purple RG, so that was kind of just a different color sometimes what you get. The Parasaur was actually Guild. Now the interesting thing about these guys is dinos with this like buff that's on it can breathe underwater while being ridden. So you could be riding this guy underwater and never have to worry about breathing, which makes this incredibly crazy depending on what you get that turns out to be Guild. I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. The Dodo, I don't really remember which one this one was. I think he might have just been one of the colored, or he was scaled. He might have been scaled. Yeah, I think actually that's what it was. He was scaled. Scaled creatures get a 20% damage reduction, so it's kind of like having extra armor plates or whatever. The Penguin was just silver, which I think is just a color scheme. I thought it might have been something different, but it looks like it's just a silver color scheme. And of course the duck we found was just orange. But there's a long list of creatures that are inside of here. You can get crested creatures that regenerate extra stamina, some that get more weight, some that give you more insulation and have reduced fall damage. I mean, it's all sorts of crazy ones. You can have iridescent ones that get extra health. You can have lantern creatures that'll spawn that actually produce light, kind of like a bulldog or like a glow animal from Aberration. Again, the plated creatures, you can have quilled creatures, you can have scaled creatures, you can have the alpha creatures that we found. Of course, they're not tameable, they just get over buffs and you just kill them like you would normal alphas. But then there's also betas, which is like a subclass, which doesn't necessarily get all the cool advantages, but it gets a little bit of a boost, but you can actually tame those guys, so that makes that kind of interesting as well. You also have Mythic Rares that spawn out here, and you have these like different kind of like almost elemental-esque creatures, like Phoenix kin dinos. So they essentially work like a phoenix. Like when they die, the adult Phoenix kin will reborn as babies, I guess. They have a 24-hour cooldown timer. But they get all sorts of different abilities here. What else do we have in here? We have Glacial Dinos that can do a ice burst that can temporarily chill nearby enemies and players. And it kind of functions as a web, but it also like drops their temperature down. You have Galvanic Dinos that have like an electricity burst that they can fire out. Druidic Dinos that provide a boost to growing crops and all sorts of different add-ons. So, this mod's pretty cool. At first, I kind of thought it was just different colors here and there, but there's actually a huge selection of what you can actually expect to get out of something like this. I'm kind of like blown away by it, to be honest with you. I had this running on the community server, and I found a couple of them, and I think a couple of our community members found a couple of them by accident. I did not realize just how like deeply to an extent this stuff goes as far as what sort of abilities they could be having. And this is just kind of a taste of what else could possibly spawn on here. This has the potential to spawn quite a lot of different creatures out here. That is pretty much it with the Rare Sightings mod. It doesn't seem like it... At first, I didn't think it was doing all that it was actually doing. Like, the idea that it could have all these different things possibly pop up is pretty impressive, and a cool little, kind of a cool little add-on. So you're getting level increases, you're getting possible stat increases, possible special abilities, possible special colors. But don't do what I just did. Don't crap on them. If you crap on them, they're going to lose their stuff. You can't transfer these guys between servers. They're going to be stuck. So don't stow them away, or else you're going to regret it. They're going to lose their abilities. So there's a long list of other abilities, and I highly suggest you guys check out the Steam Workshop on this, guys, because there's a long list of I configurations and a long list of, again, all the different types of creatures that can spawn for you. But it's a pretty cut and dry mod, and it works pretty well. All you really need is the mod installed and a radio and a GPS, and you're pretty much taming creatures like normal. I like it so far. I'm actually going to start playing around a bit more with this mod now that I understand how this is working a little bit better. Now that I've had to kind of play around with it out here for today just to kind of see what works and what doesn't work. And I'm genuinely excited about it. So I think I might have to delve more into this one. I might have to do that. But as always, guys, if you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. And feel free to follow me here, follow me on Twitter, and also check out our Discord because we stream from here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time.